If I had a time machine and I can go back to 2012 and give Fat Brix one skill, it wouldn't have been willpower, it wouldn't have been motivation, it would have been presence. Because when you're not present, you are inviting chaos into your journey. You cannot transform without presence. And I'm gonna break down exactly what that means in this video today. Welcome to the MindBody Mastery series. This is gonna be a series where I break down the real reasons why you struggle to transform your body. And no, we're not talking about calories. We're not talking about workouts. We're talking about the stuff that really matters, the inner stuff, your mind, your emotions, your identity, because this stuff, you may have never been taught this stuff, but this is the reason why you're stuck. This is the part that will give you access to the consistency that will finally allow you to get out of your own way so that you can find the consistency and you can finally build the body that you've always wanted. There's gonna be about 20 videos in this series, and each video is going to break down a concept that comes directly from my MindBody Mastery starter kit. I advise you right now to click the link in the description to download this free resource. This starter kit is made for people who are just tired of starting over. You feel like you've tried everything and you still feel stuck. This starter kit is gonna be the key that unlocks everything for you. So download that right now. And also guys, every single month, I do a live training on Zoom where I give you guys the opportunity to ask me questions. We go deep into these concepts and have really empowering and healing conversations about this stuff. And the only way you can get an invitation to that is when you download the MindBody Mastery starter kit. Listen, if you are tired of spinning wheels, if you're tired of the same cycle and you want to get unstuck, I advise you to tap in with us. I'll see you on the next live training. So the concept that I'm gonna go deep on today is presence. Now, I used to hear this term all the time, like, bro, what the f does that mean? I'm present, I'm here, right? No, here's what presence really means. Presence means being fully here, in your body, in your breath, in this moment. Not in the future, not in the past, here, right now. And presence is the key. Presence is the key to transformation, and here's why. Presence is that little pause in between impulse and action. For example, presence when you feel the urge to grab a snack because you're stressed. That impulse, that sensation in your body, that thought, that emotion that makes you think, I want to grab some ice cream right now. That little moment in between the thought and you actually grabbing the ice cream is presence. And this little space, presence, that moment is where all of your power lies. This is where transformation happens. And this is why I'm doing an entire video about this one concept. Back when I was 360 pounds, I thought my issue was food. I thought my issue was I didn't have discipline, I didn't have willpower. No, that wasn't the issue. The issue was I wasn't even here. I wasn't even present. I wasn't aware of what was happening. I was reacting. I was on autopilot. When you train your mind to be present, when you train yourself to ground, and I'm going to get into that concept in another video, but when you train yourself to pull yourself out of your head, pull yourself out of the anxious thoughts about the future, pull yourself out of the depressing thoughts from the past, and you ground yourself in the moment, that is where you have the power to make a different choice. That is when you go from reacting to responding. Because in order to change, you have to break up that automated response to stress, to life, to impulses, right? Because now we're getting granular about transformation. Now we're getting granular about how to make different choices that will allow you to transform your body, right? We're getting into the details, the nitty-gritty stuff here. And again, this presence that I'm talking about, you have to train yourself to recognize, to put yourself in a headspace where you're aware of the opportunity to pause. And that's really what it's about. It's about pausing. You notice an impulse, you notice a feeling, you notice a pull, right? You notice a pull towards a choice, right? Whether that's a snack, whether that's the impulse to skip the gym, the first step is noticing it. And you notice it by pausing and allowing yourself to be present, right? So when you notice, take a few deep breaths. You may check in with yourself. Oh shit, damn, I'm noticing this impulse to grab some ice cream right now because I'm stressed, right? That's one tactic. You name it, okay? This is what I'm feeling. This is what's happening. And you practice responding from that place, because a lot of the times we grab the ice cream without even thinking. We just are reacting to the stress and we're trying to escape it, right? We're trying to numb. And that's what I used to do. Fat Brix, his problem was he was so distracted by the noise, by Netflix, by women. I was numbing myself with food so bad that I didn't even realize when I had opportunities to make better choices. I didn't know I was reactive because I didn't understand this concept of presence. And because I wasn't present, all of the decisions I made as it pertained to my body, right, as it pertained to what I ate or what I did or did not do, came from this fact that I was disconnected from the moment. I was in autopilot. I was reactive to things. And if I had presence, that would have changed everything. But again, presence has to be trained. And it starts with understanding this concept. And I'm also going to give you guys some tips on how to train yourself to be present. Now, how do you practice being present? The first way to practice being present is simply stopping, pausing, connecting with your breath, connecting to the sounds in the environment, observing the thoughts going through your head, non-judgmentally, right? You're just here. The act of just observing what's going on in your environment, the sounds, the sensations in your body, how it feels for the air to go in your nose and out your nose, whatever that feels like, that brings you into the present moment. Now, this may not sound significant, but this is a game changer because it pulls you out of the anxiety of the future. It pulls you out of that automatic program that for 20, 30 years for some of us have been controlling our choices. It pulls you out of that. And you can take a few deep breaths and that grounds you, right? So then from that place of presence, you can choose the next decision. Now, I'm not gonna make it seem like it's gonna be easy to not grab the ice cream from that place of presence, but it gets easier because you're now consciously making that choice versus allowing this automatic program that's been sabotaging you to make the decision for you. That's the first step. So the next time you feel an urge to grab a snack because you're stressed, pause. Take a few deep breaths. Check in with your body. Ask yourself, am I hungry? If you notice a lot of the times where we're craving snacks, you're not even hungry. Check in with yourself. Am I hungry? Take a few deep breaths. Bring yourself into the present moment. Name what you feel, right? Am I stressed right now? And say it out loud. Brix, you're not hungry. You're stressed. Ask your body, what do you need to work through this stress right now? You may need to take a walk. You may need a glass of water. You may need to take a few deep breaths. You don't necessarily need that snack. And training yourself to be present by practicing doing this every time puts you back into the driver's seat of your choices. Because your body, your life, is a combination of all the choices you make. So if we're getting granular, if we're breaking this down to the nitty-gritty little itty-bitty bites, it's about making the right choices as many times as you can in order for you to transform your body and transform your identity. And it happens one choice at a time. Now, guys, you don't have to be a monk to practice presence. It's really as simple as stopping. This is not some advanced skill of meditation. It is simple. It is really, really simple and it's powerful, but it does take practice. So in this first episode of Mind Body Mastery, we're not talking about macros, we're talking about moments. Because once you master presence, you start making powerful choices in real time, and these choices will transform you. Hopefully that landed for you guys. Give me any feedback, any questions you may have in the comment section below. All the details for the next live training can be found in the description below. Download the Mind Body Mastery Starter Kit right now. And remember, the body that you want is owned by a higher version of yourself. So evolve. Peace.